Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Gamestar Heroes of the Storm Ember series. My name is Kit Fox, and we are bringing you the Mac Daddy, the grand final. It is G5 versus Fission for the $50 cash prize. It is, I cannot wait. This is going to be such a great game. Boys, Skimmy and Starving, over to you guys. Get some.
Definitely. So we're getting into the grand final now, and it's what a day it's been. What a night I should say. So been a lot of good games so far. Been really stoked with the turnout. I mean, we got to see some Kalthas action. We've been able to see some pretty interesting games from ranging from the Lanara to the no tank comp. So that was very strange. We saw a lot of weird stuff today. But I mean, we're getting ready for this one. Just waiting for both teams to get into the drafting stages for the bans and picks of the map. And yeah, Skimmy, any thoughts about today and how it's been?
It's been a pretty good day, actually, overall. I mean, we've lost a few viewers because Negative Synergy are currently playing over in Sweden right now, so maybe a slight delay as we wait for these guys to ready up the draft as they're actually checking in to see how the boys are performing. But, with them overseas, G5 have taken the place of Negative Synergy in the final because I believe we had Fission in the finals last week.
Indeed. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see if G5 can take them out. So Fission look like they're ready, just waiting on G5 to ready up now. But yeah, it's been a pretty convincing start, I guess you can say, for G5 in terms of this tournament. They've been playing pretty well. And look at that. Looks like we're all ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. So Fission and G5 both readied up. And the first ban is the Curse Hollow, followed by a prompt Garden of Terror.
Yeah, no surprise with those two maps too. Big maps too. Frustrating maps, really, in many senses. I'm expecting this one to go down to either the Dragon Shire or the Infernal Shrines. That's where I'll be placing my money.
Definitely. So, I mean, both maps that I'd dearly love indeed. So waiting to see what's going to happen here. Fission, sorry, actually going pretty. Oh, sorry, I believe it'd be G5 going pretty deep into this. There, they do ban out Infernal Shrines.
They take out the Infernal.
Yeah, maybe got a bit of a strategy here for the picks and drafts here. Maybe playing a bit of chess, a bit of checkers here. Leave them with a dirty map and be like, we got you. You never really know. So, Tales of Doom, Black Art Spade, these are the next maps that are banned out, leaving Sky Temple, Dragonshire, Tomb of the Spider Queen, and Battlefield of Eternity. I really like Battlefield of Eternity.
I mean, it might come down to he's still got Dragonshire left on the board, which is what I was going to say would be the map that this one would come down to. Both teams actually quite happy to play it. But I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Battlefield, like you mentioned. Another map.
First time for today, wouldn't it, as well?
It would be, but another map that, primarily is based around taking out those Immortals in the mid lane, but another map that can snowball out of control rather quickly. So with 6 seconds left on the clock, we have to see how this one goes. G5 still looking to take out a map. Take up the Tomb. So it's between the two that we called.
Oh, wait and see. Let's see what Fission are more comfortable playing.
Battlefield, yep.
Battlefield. So they're pretty keen on that one. Not keen to play Dragonshire once more. But yeah, look at them go. They're going for the first. They have the first pick and the first ban for the side of Fission. Interesting what they choose to ban. Actually, banning out that Sonya. Really scared of what G5 did last time in that composition there. And on Battlefield of Eternity, it's quite a common strat to actually go those sort of comps when you've got like just a few strong, you're trying to excel your carries and they can punch onto the big immortal there and get the damage done quickly. Looks like the first ban for G5 is actually going to be a Kalthas, so not letting either of those two through.
Yeah, the comp that G5 just ran on Infernal Shrines can translate really well onto Battlefield of Eternity as well, so no surprise they took that one out. But Fission decided that we're going to take Greymane, a great pickup on this map, highly prioritized, even more so than Thrall on this map, given that you're trying to have that immortal race. G5 decided to take the Thrall away, and the Uther, it might seem as well, as they look to set up their strong roster.
Yeah, it's quite strong indeed. So Thrall and Uther already such a strong pair. You've got the Divine Shield. You can be quite aggressive with your follow-throughs. But look at that. I really like the Rhaegar pick. What this actually allows them to do is allows their Greymane to be so much more aggressive. If they get a really good Ancestral Healing off, he can pretty much go full reset and just go straight back in with those cooldowns and really deal the damage he needs to. And, of course, they've got the split healing from Rhaegar as well as the Earthbind Totems to really slow down the whole momentum of G5 go for a more melee-based approach. And they round that off so far by picking up a Muradin on the side of Team Fission.
Yeah, so Muradin's basically
go-to tank.
The go-to tank for a comp like this. You're looking to stun somebody out, you jump on and you go for the throat, you take them out,
and you punch
and you win basically from that. So this can go in a few different situations. I don't think we're going to see a Tyrael Sanctification comp like we saw the X-Team boys from China do, but this can definitely go still more aggressive than what we've seen so far. Sylvanas is taken away, and rightfully so, just like the Punisher. This does the exact same thing with the Immortal. You snowball that lead and it goes absolutely crazy. ETC taken out, too good to give up. and especially against a comp like that, it will disrupt everything that Greyman's trying to achieve.
Definitely. So ETC, of course, being banned out there. G5 looking for the next 2 picks as they further advance into this picking section here. And they got a couple of choices to make. Do they go for the arranged? Do they go for a mage now, considering there hasn't been any picked up? They could potentially maybe go for a Jaina or something like that. Maybe even a Li Ming, considering it hasn't been picked up yet. So, both aren't bad picks, but they actually look to go for a Tyrael and a Felstead. So going for the Gust and going for maybe their sanctification as well.
I don't think we're going to see a solo Tyrael. I think it's a little bit weak here, depending on how they ran this comp out. But Felstead definitely a great pick on this map. Currently, Fission hovering the Lunara, which would suggest that they know that G5 are going to go for a second tank. Because, Lunara just does so much work against frontliners like that. Just shreds them. Yeah,
definitely. Especially when you're melee, you're getting kited. And there's so many kiting tools and utensils that Fission can use in their kind of spell kit, I guess you could say. So, going to have to wait and see how they round things out. It's going to be pretty interesting. But Lunara has certainly been locked in. And look at this. It's going to be actually hovering the Butcher. Are they going to go with it, though? Wow,
Butcher.
They lock it right in.
We haven't seen this since, actually, Summer Finals. The finals that resulted in negative synergy going across to Sweden. So, look at this. Interesting. Butcher being taken out here, which is it's basically had to be on point for Tyrael to try and deny everything that this Butcher's trying to achieve.
It's going to be so ferocious. And the healing that you get off when you're playing the Butcher as well is just absolutely not too fantastic. Ancestral healing could be also very effective on the Butcher as well. G5 have an important decision to make at this point. They have 60 seconds to make a pick. And you said it yourself, Skimmy. They got the solo tank at the moment. They've got Uther, they've got Thrall, they've got Felstead. I guess what you can say they don't have is more of a back line. It's all quite focused around the front line. I feel like they do definitely need to go for a back line unless they do choose to go for this punch-on style comp, which, in my case, in your case, how do you think they'll be able to roll that out? What's a good pick here?
I'm just trying to think what tank they'd go with this one. Arthas rings bells at times, but it just feels like they'd have not the most reliable way to try and punish that Lunara.
Yeah, maybe a Sindragosa could be pretty good at that, though.
It's a very good pickup, especially with Sylvanas taken off the board. Once again, it disables the structures. It just allows you to punch on and allows you to snowball those advantages, literally.
Oh, there he goes.
Cool. So I know what I'm talking about, guys. And that's why I'm the analyst.
Yeah, definitely. So they do pick up the Arthas in the end. And I'm going to call this Sindragosa on that part.
I definitely, 100%. This has to be Sindragosa. And the reason why is you've got the Tyrael already, so you don't need the what are they called? The golems, the zombies, the ghouls. You don't need the ghouls to sustain yourself because you have an Uther behind you and you have Tyrael. So it's a certification and a divine shield. So expect Thrall or Arthas to go absolutely crazy.
Absolutely ham and sideways. It's going to be going sideways. So we're just waiting for the invites here. We're going to be getting everyone into the teams and that sort of thing here, so just bear with us. And if you've got any chats, the people remaining watching the stream, we do appreciate it. Obviously, the big boys from NS are playing overseas at the moment, so people are sharing their love with them. You can't, you can have 2 streams open at once, can't you? You can listen to us and put theirs on mute. It's probably in a foreign language anyway, so just get involved with us over here and, support the local. But what can you do? So just waiting for the rest of the lads here for G5. Kit Fox, you got anything to add there?
Well, the Twitch chat seems to be in support of Fission to take this one out, lads. They seem to think that G5 just aren't up to scratch and that Fission last week were just too good. They think they took it up to negative synergy, who are currently not doing too bad over in Sweden. They're currently versing Renovatio I, and they're level on 19 apiece, and they currently look like they're actually have an advantage. They've got 3 tier 1 turrets down, keeps rather, and Renovatio are on the back foot.
Good. Well, that's what I like to hear from my boys over negative synergy. So, it's going to be both a lot of love for those boys, seen them around for a long time. So, big blessings out to them. And let's hope that they can take that away and real room for them there. And their CA teams,
It brings me back to the old days when we actually used to scrim the old SCA teams. Because, it'd be a case of you rolling a dice to see who would go first. And, you'd be playing on 160 ping. And the next game, they'd be playing on 160 ping. And sometimes, if you're really unlucky, you'd be playing on 200, 250. So those were the days. And those were the days where you had to have certain comps in mind to really target what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to be going anything that requires synergy. You'd just want to go right-click comps, wouldn't you? So,
pretty much.
Yeah, definitely. So Both teams just going to be choosing the characters here as we wait for them to get ready into the final stage of the game. Just to remind you guys here, we are in the grand final indeed. So
and for those of you that don't know, just to solidify, due to time constrictions, it is going to be a best of one for tonight as well, just to get things up and running and allow you obviously to go check out the NS boys afterwards too. So
go share your love with the NS boys, tweet, talked about this before, get on your pages, talk to all your friends, text someone. I don't even know what kids do these days. Do what you need to do. And we'll sort it out from there. But, we're going to be jumping to this game very shortly. I'm super excited. Kit Fox, are you excited?
Oh, mate, I'm large. I cannot wait for G5 and Fission. I'm going to back Fission just because I really like playing Butcher. And, I mean, I just love him. The charge is just unreal. He's just one of my all-time favourite champions. But we do see Arthas on G5. And you did mention the Syndragosa. And I can tell you what, that could be game-changing when it comes to slows.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly game-changing. I remember when me and Skimmy back in the day, we played World of Warcraft and we're trying to progress through Syndragosa. And, man, what a time that was, back in Waddle K.
What a time to be alive, eh? What a time to be alive. Are we going to be one of those guys that be like, we want vanilla servers?
Yeah. Old school Warcraft was amazing, just quietly. Yeah. AQ was one of the best events in any gaming history.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Kit Fox, we'll leave you there over there in the corner there. We'll come back to you after the grand final completes, so stay with us there. But, man, just want to shout out to everyone watching and tuning in today, and for last week as well. Thank you for tuning in to week 2 of the Gamestah Ember series, where teams battle it out weekly in scrims, I guess you can say, for battling it out for $50 and a chance to get an MVP headset there. So you can't really go wrong.
Yeah, just trying to develop that local scene, allow our teams to give a far better option, or give a far better sort of idea of how they want to sort of progress through the scene, if they can actually give Negative Synergy a run for their money. And, well, if you're passing on through, if you've jumped across from the DreamHack stream just to check out what we're up to, these are arguably some of the best teams in the scene right now, looking to secure themselves a bit of prize money. Obviously not as big as the global stage, but
we're
it's
getting
all
there.
Local talent.
We're getting there. You start small and you get big, don't you? Everyone has to start somewhere. And, just because, we're in the corner of the world doesn't mean we aren't really good at Heroes of the Storm, just like a lot of things. So, enough about that. On the left-hand side, we do see KVA playing Arthas, Morton playing Thrall, Luminum on Uther, Arcana on Falstad, and Penta on Tyrael.
Yeah, and on the right-hand side for Fission, Lahal is on Greymane, New is on Mirrodin, Demise is playing Butcher, Revolve to Solve on Lunara, and Chop is on Rhaegar.
Indeed, and apparently we just got word that Negative Synergy won their game, so congratulations to them. But enough of that for the time being. Sorry about that, lads.
And also an interesting note is to see that John has actually been subbed out and Arcana is now playing. So John having to jump away for some reason. We'll have to find out about that one afterwards. But it looks like the fights are already going to bring out in this bot exchange level 1s. Aren't they always so fun?
Yeah, and I actually got a bit of information. A little birdie's been telling me that Arcana is supposed to be studying, so it's good to see that he has his priorities in check and that he is helping out his boys in Heroes of Storm to make
He values the $50 prize pool far too much to pass his exam, so, good on him. I would probably do the same.
Yeah, I would definitely do the same. I've already been down that boat, so don't you worry about that. Just worry about yourself. Let's continue here. Penta here, going, and he meets New in the bush, so having a bit of a tussle there, unfortunately. And looks like there might be a bit of a gank coming into the top lane.
Yeah, Demise is looking for Thrall there, but he just runs out. He's just going to clear the lane. Lahar having a bit of a hard time there. So Demise doing what he does. He's helping out a friend and he's making it happen. But now in the bot lane, Gustum 5 with that information might look to try and force a fight. Don't have the strongest opening, but definitely can make things happen. They're going to try and catch Demise on the rotate.
Definitely. Very smart plays and very smart analytical observation there from Skimmy, actually seeing that one was on the rotate down. He was... Oh, actually, look at that. Very nice play by Arthas there. Actually getting the Entomb, I guess you could say. The Frosty Path. Howling Blast, sorry. Onto Revolve to Solve. So actually, CCing didn't manage to get the kill, but they did see him rotating down. They responded by rotating back up and catching him on the fly. And they got a kill out of it. So very nice. And it looks like both teams are, they're pretty on point with the timing onto this. Penta is solo, just being a bit of a nuisance, and it looks like G5 actually an advantage here for the damage dealt to the Immortal.
Yeah, the biggest thing to really note here at the start, sort of ultimates that we're looking at, the level 1 talents, is Block is being picked up by Arthas, but the fight's actually going to break out, Starving. They're going to go all on towards Penta. There goes his passive. He's running amongst Big Howling Blast, and damage is going to follow.
Yeah, indeed. It looks like they actually got quite a bit of damage off there, but Luminum and KVA are forced to back off. Luminum is so out of mana. KVA is as well. He can't even slow. Charge comes out from Demise, gets a double kill, and wow, that is 3 down. Well, now 2 down for the side of G5. put him in a bit of an awkward situation. They can deep this down pretty fast. Felstead on, well, Arcana playing Felstead, just like, please, we need this, and he's just going as fast as he can. Luminum hitting with his hammer, and Penta coming in now with as much deep as they can. Can they get this? No, it does look like too slow indeed. Fission are going to take this away. 2,000 damage difference. And that just shows the numbers game there, Skimmy.
Yeah, you're not going to win up against a Greymane who's empowered like that, as well as a Butcher, and not to mention that the Rhaegar's also gone for Lightning Bond at level 1, so extra DPS provided by the support. But I was just going to say before that fight broke out that Falstad has gone for Seasoned Marksman, so opting away from the hammer build that we tend to see, looking for more damage, and that definitely has to be targeted given they have a very beefy lineup on the side of Fission.
Yeah, definitely. The first Immortal not being too effective, I guess you can say, at this stage of the game, but it is going to cause a couple of worries for Team Gust in 5 here. They are 1 level down already, so, you know, very different from what we saw last game, Skimmy, when we saw, you know, it was quite even for the early stages of the game, at least up until level 7 or 8. But now, you know, switching quite in the favor of Fusion as they're about to hit level 6. So look at this. News actually in a bit of out of position here. They might actually choose to go onto this, and a big stun coming out onto Thor in the background. Penta isn't able to actually get into the front line.
Arthas is coming.
Yeah, Arthas is coming indeed. Demise looks like he's in a really bad situation here as he can't get out. Caviar getting blown up out of nowhere. Stuns coming out as well. Lahal trying to go for the throat, trying to drop someone enough, but does not look like they can, so they are going to grab as easy can.
And there's one word for that, Starving, it's just rotations.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's rotations in a nutshell. They've just left Lunara to her own devices up in the top lane and saying we value kills far more, but because they have the global pressure for Falstead, they don't get punished for that. So beautiful plays there by Gust and 5, really playing their team name to a T, and they find themselves in mercenary camp as well. So still a level down, but it's mainly due to the fact that the side of Fission found that first Immortal and they sieged in that bottom side.
Yeah, now look what they're doing, Skimmy. They're going for that night camp. So they have lost a little bit, but look at how much XP they managed to pick themselves up in that little amount of time. Falstad ran up for the soap. They got the easy camp, which gives a little bit XP granted, and they do see that Wee Wisp just like, hey, you can! Just running on in. So, Arcana going to get charged here. Does actually use the barrel to get out of there in the nick of time. And look at that nice Howling Blast being used by Arthas. Look at the damage. That is an Arthur survived ever seen one. He's going in deep here. Looks to get some slows out as well. Here comes Arcana going for the boomerang.
Oh,
but doesn't quite get it. Yes, he does. I rest my case there. A flying bird is the word. That's what he says.
Yeah, beautiful plays there by Arcana, just flying in just to find absolute maximum value where possible. The hammer was just a little bit too short, but he finds the kill nonetheless. But also, Frog gets taken out in the 2v1. Stuns City, and Lahal swipes it on out.
Yeah, I actually thought New may have gone down there, but he did just kind of bait his teammate, jump on out, and then someone else died in his place, I guess. Look at Arcana here, though. Might actually be a bit out of position. You are not going to be able to barrel roll. Oh, look at that, though. I actually like how Demise went out of there, but I feel like he could have caught that kill, potentially. You never know.
I mean, it was risky because he was going to be chasing into the fog of war. He didn't know what was going to go on, especially with these Immortals both up. He didn't want to risk basically a numbers disadvantage.
Exactly,
so they're going to basically back it off. And, you know, they're still not even going for the Immortal. They value kills far more.
Yeah, definitely. So look at this now. As we do see in the bottom lane, there's actually a kill that we did miss. Sorry about that, lads, but Arthur's actually got taken out. So talking about a numbers disadvantage, it's already happened, Skimmy. So look at that. Morden already dealing a bit of damage as the red team at Fission does come back into the mix of things. And now they do look like they want to be posturing for a bit of a fight. Arcana's a bit poisoned here, needs to get out of here. Luminum is getting kited so hard, and this is not the sort of fight you want to be going in on. Arcana does have to barrel roll out, is forced to get out of that fight. Look at that range in the boomerang there.
Yeah.
Really, really large.
Yeah, definitely a full auto attack build coming out from Arcana right now, but with Arthas dropping down, he is back up now. He's going to be able to get back into the mix before this goes in for the second phase. The rotation is about to come around. The CC is going on to New. He's jumped into the enemy side, and Penta's right onto him. He's dialed in the clock. He's looking for the kill. Nice. They take him straight away, and this is a great time.
Oh, 20 seconds look at that! Howling Blast actually hitting 3 players as KVA goes quite deep into this, getting a lot of damage dealt to him, and Demise trying to get away as well, but the Howling Blast surely going to be coming off cooldown very soon. Arcana by himself, actually a bit of miscommunication there from Arcana, and he does need to get out of there, but look at this, Butcher gone as well, and Revolta's Soul is so hungry for the kill! Gets topped off, Arcana is topped off. But, of course, Arcana is the one. Beautiful healing, Skimmy. Beautiful.
Great trust there between Luminum and Arcana just to realize that, hey, I can bait this play, and I'm also going to have your support. So great communication coming out from the side of G5.
It's looking pretty dodgy for
It was looking very scary for a second, but as a calculated play, that did work out in the end. They're now going to go for that Immortal. They look like they're going to pick up this first one. And they're not level 10 yet, Starving, but they're getting very close to when those Syndra Ghost plays might come about.
Oh, Aluminum, look how low he is. And indeed, he does go down. Arcana actually getting charged here. And he is going to get topped off. But
no.
Wow, look at that damage.
I don't know why Ufa was there.
Yeah, I have no idea, to be honest with him. Maybe he was trying to delay, be a bit cheeky, but I don't think he really needed to be there. Let's be honest. So he does get picked off and actually loses his teammate Falstad as well in that we exchange. So maybe a bit of a misplay. Who'll be to know?
Yeah, I mean it's just greedy really there to try and grab that one out. So what turned out to be an advantage is being slightly minimised as a result of those 2 deaths. But I'm not going to get punished too hard. Level 10 is now very close for G5, and their Immortal is about to just drop. Falstad's going to go to the bot lane to finish that one out, and he's going to have the rotational advantage to take out what Demise can do here. But Arthas is now coming down with Ufa, and they're looking to find another killer onto that pesky Butcher.
There we go, actually missing the Howling Blast here, and a nice actual tumble being used by Arcana to get out of there. Silence of the Lamb's being used as well, so that's going to silence the Uther, but KVA of course has the AoE slow. He's going to be able to push on, and that's a free kill, so that's exactly what they're looking for. Meanwhile, at the top there are 4 members of Fission, and they did manage to get that fort, so not so good for the side of G5, but there's no real level disadvantage in terms of talent here.
Yeah, 11 to 10 still. Half level lead in favor of Fission right now. They trade up a Fort for the kill, arguably
really
the
like
Fort being the better option. But G5 now playing with the numbers advantage, they're being aggressive. They're going to go for the Shaman camp. But, you know, Butcher is on their side. He's about to respawn. The Sundering comes out and everything's just going off.
Yeah, definitely. There's Revolt to solve at the top though, and a big period has been popped there in which they will not die, but Gust is being popped as well. Gust and 5 need to get out of there. Penta getting poisoned. Unfortunately, he may not make it out. Luminum's going very low as well. No heals for the side of him, and healing onto Penta is now available with Uther going down. So, you know, not a good fight for G5. They was actually liking where that was going, but you know, they split off the Lunara and they didn't really capitalize on it. Saw the Sundering come out, but yeah, just a bit of a messy fight, I'm afraid.
Yeah, you know, especially on that side where Butcher's going to run straight back into it. Bit risky call, to be honest. The Sanctification didn't get as much value as they would have liked, and they didn't find that instant burst kill. And as a result, Lunara does what Lunara does, and really punished what Ufa can output, and damage was just spread across. Poison was on every single member you saw there. They were just finding the picks as the fight went on. And a full team wipe.
I feel like once the Sundering went out and we actually saw Lunara got pushed up to the top, I feel like Thrall actually could have jumped up on top of her and just, you know, actually followed through and got the kill, but for whatever reason he chose that not to be the correct decision there, but it did result in them losing that fight. So there's been a massive swing in momentum here for the side of Fission. Their XP advantage is truly starting to swing in their favor here as a hard camp continues to push the top lane. Arcana is sent to deal with that. And a 4v5 might actually ensue towards the bot here as Fission looking to get the Immortal.
Yeah, G5 playing it rather defensively now. They're not really committing to anything, but they're not also actually getting anything from this. They're just letting their Immortal just passively drop down. It's down to 1500 now. They need to actually fully win a fight, a complete ace, to even try and contest this Immortal right now, because that's going to be a really, really tanky Immortal with a huge shield otherwise, but they're going straight on towards the Mirrodin. The Sanctification's being popped to no avail right now. Syndra Ghost has come across. Everything's going across.
Oh, wow. Luminum is being dropped so low. And look at that nice Divine Shield coming out onto Arthas here. Lahal receiving the Ancestral Healing. This is a bad fight for G5. They do need to get out of here. Look at Revolve to Solve, though, actually being pushed off to the max of the fight and needs to get himself back in there. But he's choosing to back out. Morden just getting out of there. Oh, man, they're going to spell doom for him, but unfortunately, G5 just not finding the fights that they want. They are just splitting damage very oddly enough, and all the while there's just an Immortal pushing, sorry. So, you know, I'd have to admit that this isn't the best time to push.
No, right now they're just pushing on in. They got 5 members healthy. They got 2 members of G5 coming up in the next 5 seconds, and they're going to bang on towards that keep door. They're walking up towards that gate. They Immortal's still very, very healthy, a full half-bar shield, and well, they're going to back on out. It seems to be G5 quite lucky in this circumstance. They're going to have not as many casualties as they thought they would have otherwise, and it seems to be that Fission is going to play the passive game. They're going to clear out those mercs and just keep applying that map pressure.
Definitely, and look at that. It's just absolutely disgusting there, as they do get pushed back from that Immortal. That is what we call, you know, having to play reactively after making a mistake. So they are going to run up now, and Easy Camp's going to be picked up for Team Fission. They still have the momentum in their hands, and it's looking quite good for them as they are a talent tier up. If we
40k damage they're starving by Lunara. I mean, it's just what Lunara does. Every time we've seen her, she's always been top of the leaderboard, and it's a testament to these Lunara players just doing their job to to a really good factor, actually, and playing it quite patiently.
Yeah, it's because it's not a character we've been seeing a lot of play of up until recently, so it's quite cool to see her getting quite a lot of play, and to such good effect as well. So really liking that. So far we are 12.5 minutes into the game, and we do see a 2-level advantage for the side of Fission. G5 really not looking too healthy here as they try and clear up the lanes and get back to what they need to be doing. But man, level 15 just coming up for the side of Fission now.
Yeah, G5 frantically searching for that level 13 so they can force a fight before 16. It depends how Fission play this one out. They might go for the siege, or they might play it passively and just wait for 16. It is still a fair while away, but with a 2-level advantage and with the way the things have been going so far for them, they're going to be feeling quite confident to find a fight where they need to.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like they're actually posturing for a bit of an engagement here as they're both teams are looking pretty aggressive. Immortals are spawning in 25 seconds. I think if you want to be able to get this Immortal pretty easily, the best chance you got is getting a nice pick before the fight even starts and before the next talent tier is available as well. So I'm sure G5 are pretty aware of that as they are running off into the the thicket of it, I guess you could say. Now in a hard camp is now going to be picked up for the Team Fission. But you know what, we may see a Gus play here. We did see it last time from the Tero as he did go over, but it's just picked up a bit too fast, unfortunately. And look at that as they just posture around the Immortal.
Great plays there by Fission, really sort of picking up that Shaman camp before the Immortal spawns. G5 will have that option available in that half-time rotation, but it depends if they're going to go for it. The fight is down to the wire. It's a lot closer this time around with 5 members. They do have that camp still pushing top, but they're not going to be too phased about this. They have bigger problems to worry about right now. They need to force the fight, need to make this race in their favor. They're going aggressively now. They're going to go for the defense starving.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to pan out for them, though. They need to be so careful here. So the damage is going to be started off by Arcana. He's going to, just stall as long as he can. Damage is going to start coming out from Revolve to Solve, though. Really looking for that. Sindragosa is surely going to be popped soon as they are looking for the kills and just watching for KVA to really position that. And the damage is still going out onto the Punisher here, so they need to be so careful. Tyrell being popped so low as well. Here comes the Sindragosa. They are now going to follow up. KVA actually getting pushed away from Revolve to Solve in the background as the Sanctification is popped as well as the Sundering. Very nice plays indeed. This is quite a nice fight for them. Divine Shield being popped onto the Turiel as well. KVA coming with the Heli Blast, trying to CC as much as he can. But wow, what a fight's going to be. Look at this. Newt is so low as well and actually getting taken out in the end. KVA getting a nice Helling Blast to finish things off. Is he going to go down though? Desperately needs some healing. Actually, Death calls himself to keep himself, but man, Revolve to Solve is being so annoying right now. Actually looks like he may get another kill. Oh my days.
Oh wow, see look at that. This Lunara, always the last one standing, and it just spells doom when these extended fights go on. That's the one you want to take out first. They just sort of, they hung around for a little bit. They had the great idea at the start to put Fausted on to take it out. Then they went across. They already had Butcher and Greymane taking that one out. Almost a bit of a panic. Sindragosa thinking we need to start something out. But, with that Lunara, time and time again, just does the work and basically won the game.
To be honest, I did see one play that's quite questionable there. When the Falstad ultimate did come out, it was quite bad for KVA. He got the Helling Blast out onto Lunara. The Gust hit her and actually pushed her away from KVA, which made it a lot harder for him to catch up with her. So, I'm sure they'll probably beat themselves up over that one. But, good plays nonetheless. A pretty good fight. I have to give it to them there. But now this is the scary part for Team Gustum 5. There is an Immortal coming with about 30% shield. And wow, look at that silence of the lambs actually going out. And look at this. This is so hyper aggressive here. Look at the damage. Wow.
Does he have the barrel roll?
Does he? He does not. He already used it to get. Oh my lord. That is so tragic. That is just damage at its finest there. So not a whole lot they can do there. Gust already being used as well. Such a powerful disengage tool that they could use so bad right now. Look at how they are. Just stuck. This could very well potentially be game. Luminum coming in here, trying to CC as best he can. KVA coming in with the Sindragosa to slow things down. They may need to get the kill onto Revolve to Solve. That is the main target here. I'm sure they know it. Demise taking the front line. And Ancestral Healing, just not what you want to see at this point in the game. Nice Sanctification being popped as well as they try and turn this. But no, it does look pretty dim as G5 do. They get defeated. Fission taking away with a very convincing win. Lunara being played so well.
Yeah, Lunara definitely my MVP of that game.
Yeah,
it seems to be the way it's going right now. Lunara is my go-to because it just was so frustrating. Arguably the fact that she shouldn't have been able to do that much, but also in the second fact that she was able to do that much.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I think I really would have liked to touch on that in the sense that there were a couple of moments where I thought that she could have gotten taken out. I don't think they gave her enough respect in terms of how much damage she could have done and did do in the end. So, kudos to a big team there. Fission, they just took it away. Very lovely plays. But I mean, Kit Fox, do you have anything to add over there?
Well, you said it yourself. I'm watching the game from the Twitch perspective, and Revolve to Solve is just a standout player of the game for me, and an absolute awesome Lunara. We've actually seen minimal Lunara bans, and when they've been picked, have been absolutely dominant throughout the entire Ember series. A very popular champion, but Revolve to Solve, I believe, is going to take this one.
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't agree more there, Kit Fox. So, I mean, GG to Team Fission there. Just really convincing games today.
Yep.
Got to give it to them. And, man, played so well. So, hats off to you guys, even though I'm not wearing a hat. Could be wearing a toupee. That's for you to decide. But, pop off. There you go.
Fedora.
Fedora here. How you like that? How's that going? But, from me and Skimmy, we're real happy about that. Thank you for tuning in today. Of course, a lot of other stuff going on today with the World Games and stuff. And big shout outs to Negative Synergy. Hope they're doing well over there. They took their first game. Let's hope they can take the rest.
Yeah, so just to round things out, MVP does go on towards Revolve to Solve. So congratulations to him. He will also be going into the Plantronics MVP. Well, match program, really, to sort of sum it up as a whole. So he'll go into the draw to win himself a Rig 500 HD headset at the end of the Fire and Ice Ember series.
Exactly.
From myself and Starving, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed yourself for week number 2. Be sure to join us for week number 3 as we carry on bringing the Heroes of the Storm action from down under. Final thoughts as we pass you back to Kit Fox. Take it away.
Boys, stellar job as usual. Well done there to Skimmy and Starving, our analyst and play-by-play commentators. They'll be back next week for the Heroes of the Storm Ember Series, week 3. And of course you will. It wouldn't be a Gamestah series without you boys. And of course, Crisis will be back, and hopefully we'll be bringing you a better quality stream for the week 3 as he gets his PC repaired. But once again, huge thanks to all teams that competed again in this Ember series. And we hope to see every single one of you again next week. Again, my name is Kit Fox. This is the Gamestah Heroes of the Storm Ember Series. If you want to play, sign up. It's all fun and games. We'll be back next week. We'll see you then.